Meanwhile, the presidents of Harvard, MIT and the University of Pennsylvania are facing intense scrutiny for their testimony at the White House hearing on the issue of anti-Semitism on American university campuses. Now, David Wolpe, who happens to be a rabbi and also a visiting scholar at the Harvard Divinity School, has resigned from the Harvard University's Anti-Semitism Advisory Committee over what he has described as inadequate testimony on these incidents where there have been protests against the Israeli military action in the Gaza Strip. In a pretty long post on social media platform X, Wolpe attributed his resignation to the painfully inadequate testimony of President Claudine Gay at a congressional hearing this week. Wolpe further added that even though Harvard is a valuable, reputed institution with extraordinary minds, the system and ideologies grip far too many students. He said this because the students were protesting against the Israeli action and the deaths of thousands of Palestinians in the aftermath of the war that broke out on the 7th of October. He said that portraying Jews as the oppressors, quote-unquote, intrinsically is evil. In a message to Harvard students, Wolpe also motivated them to build the institutions that they value and to not merely attack those that they denigrate. While Wolpe's resignation has sparked some serious concerns about student well-being and a surge in youth activism on campus, where students are asking for accountability from their governments, the testimonies of the presidents from the leading universities of the United States has sparked widespread criticism. When the New York Republican representative had asked if calling for a genocide is against the university's respective code of conduct, all three presidents, in fact, gave an answer that said that it all depended on the context of who was calling for it and why was it being done. Listen into this exchange.
Staff and alumni.
Our next witness is Dr. Pamela Nadell.
We said 2% of...
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's code of conduct when it comes to bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be harassment.
The answer is yes. And Dr. Gay, at Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
Now, Harvard has also released a follow-up statement stating that Harvard condemns calls of violence against all students and has added that anyone trying to threaten any students on campus would be held accountable. However, Harvard isn't the only school that is experiencing consequences. Ross Stevens, the founder and CEO of Stonebridge Asset Management, has now threatened the University of Pennsylvania, one of the most reputed universities in the United States, that it would end up losing a $100 million grant because of the political activism that had been allowed on the campus of the university. And he also went on to state that the president of the university, Elizabeth McGill, should step down. The billionaire Bill Ackman has also called on all three university presidents to resign in disgrace. Meanwhile, a group claiming to represent some Jewish students has said that they had paid for a plane to fly over Harvard University's campus in Cambridge. And it was trailed by a banner with a pretty provocative anti-Semitic message. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.